Hi Capricorn, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Capricorn is your love reading for the month of December. I'm going to draw 6 cards initially, each corresponding to a different piece of advice. I will let you know as we go. I've already shuffled, I've already meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we shall get started. And of course, as you see, tiny dog is here. Okay, so seems to be a few. They want to come out as well. Wow, Capricorn, how come we get so many cards? Okay, so for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a Capricorn too, okay? So we always wish for good stuff, okay? These are your 6 cards, and these are clarifiers, and as is one of that's a clarifier beneath that. And I'll know when to pull the rest of these energies, okay? But maybe potentially an active month. This is the underlying energy for Capricorn this month. So this energy is the Knight of Cups. This is suggestive of an apology, a love offer, asking for a date. So this is the underlying energy. So this might be what you want secretly. You want someone to come towards you and offer you an apology or ask you out on a date, ask you out for a drink, for example. Maybe that's what you want. Or this might be actually happening. Someone might be coming towards you, asking you out, asking you for a date, or you may be inspired to do that. You may be inspired to move towards somebody, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. This is about new energy in love coming in, actual offers, you know, things happening, things moving in a direction when it comes to love. So let's have a start with your first card. This is your overall energy or focus for the month of December, and that is a 4 of Swords, okay? Sword energy, our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our communication, our consciousness. Number 4 is about our foundations, about the security in our lives, okay? This is why we call this card the meditation card, because it's about our logical, mental, cognitive, I suppose. No, that's behavioural. Foundations. It's about our understanding, what we understand, who we understand ourselves to be, what are our perspectives on life, on love, on who we are, etc. So this is actually a time of reflection, it seems, for you, Capi, or for us, Capricorn, a time where we're being encouraged to think about the things that we do want, to think about the things that, yeah, sorry, I'm just relating that. It's about thinking about the things that we do want this month, thinking about the things that we want when it comes to love, thinking about the type of relationships we want, for example, maybe even taking time away to do that. Let's move on. Let's see what, because we've got a lot to get through, seemingly. There's another card that wants to come out. Actually, just a second. Got 5 cards here. It is this one. There you go. That's what wants to come out to clarify this. Okay, so this is a transformation. This is something being transformed. This is something changing. Now, bear with me a second. There we go. Now, at the end of, it's Scorpio season has just been, and the death card is Scorpio's card. Okay, Scorpio, that energy was about, this is so pertinent, that energy was about releasing and transforming. So releasing things from within, from beneath the surface, long held thoughts, long-held feelings, long-held beliefs, things that we have grown out of, we've evolved out of because of the experiences that we've had in our lives recently or over time, whatever. That's the energy of death card. So it's the death card. So it's about moving out of those energies, changing those energies. Death card is number 13. 1 and 3 is 4. So excuse me. Sorry, it's energy. Okay. Excuse me. I do have a cold, so if I cough, etc., I do apologise. Okay, so it corresponds, the death card corresponds with this looking for a new foundation, or trying to understand where you now stand, or what you now want, what you now understand. Okay, so there's this energy of not necessarily introspection but reflection this month, on the things you've been through, on the things you've had to let go of, the things that you wanted to let go of, and how you want to move forward, etc. Okay? The next card is what or who you could encounter or experience in the month of December. And wow, okay, so if this is a who, this could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or a Sag. If this is a what, excuse me, in fact, you think about that. I'm just going to have a quick drink of my hot water to settle my chest. Hey, sorry about that. Okay, so, excuse me. If it's a what you could encounter, this is success. This is victory, isn't it? The 6 of, oh, there's a card that wants to come out. This is success. This is victory. This is the... It might be both these, actually. This one for now. This is success. This is victory. This is, wow. This is people see. This is you being successful. Us being successful. People seeing that. People being able to see, wow, she's really made progress. She's really moved on. You know, but you being victorious. This is you being victorious in love in December, which never happens. No, I'm joking. This is you being victorious and confident. You know, you've come on a journey. I mean, look at these 2 cards, by the way. I mean, these 3 cards. This has happened before, hasn't it? Look at the transitions that you've been going through. You know, you're leaving that death behind. You're leaving the month of November behind. You're doing your self-reflection. You're letting things go, and you're riding off into the sunset victoriously, you know, when it comes to love. You know, it's interesting to think about the things that you actually want to achieve and whether you actually get them. Well, I feel like you do. I feel like the things that you do want, maybe this love offer, maybe a Pisces coming through, you know, maybe someone to ask you out, maybe you get that. I mean, to be honest, do you know, I don't ever tell you about my love life, do I? Because it's practically non-existent. I'm that busy. But, you know, I do. When our last reading came out, that actually happened for me, and that never happened. I got lucky. No, no, not in that way. I don't be so vulgar. But, you know, it does happen, you know. So even though, yeah, I'm not going to marry this person, whatever, but, you know, victory sometimes is those little things, because actually it shows that you are moving on. It shows that you are moving forward. So if you do get asked out, or if you do go out for, it might just be one drink, it might be one kiss with somebody, but that's on the back of you not being with anybody, you not feeling ready to date for the last 3 years, for example. Do you know what I mean? So that's the type of victory it could be. But there's definitely going to be things that you want to celebrate. Oh, this wants to come out with this. Sorry, I forgot to say that, didn't I? So this is again about you manifesting the things that you want. So as I said, if some of you want to go on dates, or, you know, renew your relationship, you know, you might there might have been things that have happened in your relationship this year. Now, I tell people, like, one of my viewers contacted me on my Instagram DM, and she said, you know, I'm having issues with my partner. It's been a difficult year. And I said to her, I said, you know, it has been a difficult year. I said, you know, if you think back to what happened, where you were in January and where you are now, and the things that you've been through, you will concur. But I said to her that, you know, we are all on our individual paths, even if we are in a relationship. And sometimes, especially with years like this, you know, with transits like all our first house this year has been bombarded. So our identity, who we are, how people see us, how we see ourselves, that's, you know, releasing that, getting rid of that, Pluto, all these things have been going on in Capricorn this year. in our first house, in the house of identity. We've had to be looking at money. We've had to be looking at relationships, past relationships, family relationships, past lives, even all past life karma this year, right? So if you're a Capricorn and you're in a relationship with somebody else who's not a Capricorn, or whoever, it doesn't matter. Wow. You've been going through this in your head, and things might have been difficult. So things could have been difficult in your relationship if you're single. But if you're in a relationship, if you're married. But it's because you've been walking your path and your partner has been walking their path. But this is a time, as I said, of things that you've realised that you've got to let things go with the death energy, and reflecting on the things that you have let go, and reflecting on the journey and the distance that you've travelled. The Magician energy wanted to clarify this Six of Swords. Sorry, I've done Six of... Losing my brain, Tiny. Can't think what I'm saying. What was it? Wands. Six of Wands. Thank you, Tiny. Six of Wands. So the Magician is the divine will to create. So this is you being able to have the things that you want when it comes to love in December, in a nutshell. That's it. Being able to manifest the things that you want. So if you've been single for ages, just go out. You know, if you've not been dating, just get out at Christmas with your friends, and you will get the offer. It will happen. Just be out there. You know, speak to the person, whatever it is. You know, you're able to manifest it with the Magician energy. Okay, next we have your past, or your or your perspective. So if this is your past, it could be that you have taken a leap of faith in the past when it comes to love or commitment or relationships, for example. Or if this is your perspective, this is what you're wanting. You're wanting a new start. You're wanting to take a leap of faith, maybe toward, you know, one of these characters. You're wanting to go for it. And let's have a look at this card because it'll give us more clarity. The Emperor. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like you've gone through a lot this year, Capricorn. You really have gone through a lot, but what you've gone through has taught you so much about your personal power. It's taught you that if I do this, then I feel this. If I do that, then I feel that. It's teaching you that this year you've learned that you have got a certain level of control over what you manifest, and that's only because you're starting to understand karmically the things that you've experienced before now. Do you know what I mean? You're starting to realize, if you piece together this year, you're starting to think, yeah, well, actually that happened and that was necessary because that made me feel so bad and so low. But once I got over that, I realised, actually, I've got so much more strength than I ever thought I had, or blah, 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 whatever. You know, the Emperor is about that, is confident, you know, is in charge. People respect the Emperor, but that's because the Emperor knows what the Emperor's been through. The Emperor knows what his foundations are. The Emperor knows, you know, what his wants are, what his perspectives are. Male, female, doesn't matter. And that's a really... you know, it's a beautiful energy to have, you know, this is your past or your perspective. So you're feeling confident, you're feeling ready, you're feeling like you understand your life, you understand yourself, you understand what you want, and you're ready to go for it. This is really good. Very active cards for Capricorn, isn't it, in the month of December when it comes to love. So my darlings, let's now have a look at this card. So remember that, sorry, that's your perspective or your past, yeah? So where you're coming from, what you're wanting to achieve, where you're wanting to go, or where you've been, okay? So now we're moving on to your love potential or love lesson for the month. I've not even turned it over, and this card is linked. I know that. Oh, this card might also be linked actually as well. I'll put that one there just to, I'll know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this card, which is your love potential or love lesson, and it better be a good one. And then I'm going to let you look at it, and then I'm going to drink some water, okay? So this is love potential, love lesson for the month of December. Please be good, please be good. Oh my God. What can I say? Let me drink some of my drink. I know, Tiny, I'm sad as well, baby. Okay. Right, so we've got some clarifiers. I feel like these are all I feel like this one wants to clarify as well. Let's look at this first of all. Yeah. you know, this is you still, some of you feeling a certain way, you know, thinking a certain way, being trapped in thinking that way. So let's look at the Four of Cups first of all. Cups is about our emotions, our feelings, what we feel towards somebody else, our romantic feelings. Our intuition also is covered with the Cups energy. Okay, it's our heart chakra is the Cups energy that we're relating to with it. And number 4 is again about our foundations and the structures in our lives. So what are your emotional foundations? You know, this is very interesting that this energy comes up, because it's kind of uncomfortable for you to be feeling like this. Even without looking at that one, we can just look at this and say you're in an uncomfortable situation right now, because some of you are questioning where you're at when it comes to relationships. Like, are you really where you want to be? You know, are you in the right relationship? Are you in, or are you, you know, you're single? Do you really want to be single? And it's not even, it's about understanding why you want the things that you want, or why you have the things that you have when it comes to romance. And, you know, for some of us, because I'm a Capricorn as well, you know, for some of us, there's this energy that's involved in it as well. It's this energy of the 8 of Swords. Again, swords, thoughts, minds, clarity, communication, consciousness. And the 8 is being locked really in a cycle, 8, karmic cycle. It's being locked in a way of thinking, a way of thinking about yourself, a way of perceiving yourself, a way of perceiving somebody else, almost the attitude of your relationship, their relationship, your attitude, to the relationship, their attitude to the relationship. It's like you're stuck in a way of perceiving it, and it's not moving on. This card is linked as well, and it's not moved on, it's not moving on. So really, why has it not moved on? Why has it not moved on? Because there's energy of wanting to move on from your point of view. There's energy of wanting to move on from your point of view. I think both these have want to come up, but this one definitely does. There's energy of you wanting to move on from this energy. So from these energies, let's have a look. We've got the Hierophant. You know, maybe again, this is a number 5. So this is, first of all, this is a Taurus. Okay, so some of you could be encountering a Taurus this month. These are all linked. Actually, all these cards are linked to this energy. Love lesson, love potential. That's what these cards are linked to. So we've got the Hierophant next. So we've got the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is linked to Taurus energy. It's also linked to those traditional commitments and traditional relationships. You know, marriage, living together, you know, 2.4 children, all that. And it's also the Pope card. You know, living by traditions, living, you know, knowing what the traditions are, living by those traditions, or rejecting those traditions. This is the energy of the Hierophant, okay? Again, it's number 5, so it's this energy of change coming in. So maybe some of you are in a marriage, in a commitment that you do not want to be in. Maybe some of you are recognizing that a traditional commitment is not for you. It's, you know, marriage is not for me. It's just not what I want. Maybe some of you are realizing, you know, I'm in a non-traditional commitment, you know, so I'm having casual flings with this person who's been with a Taurus or whoever for a long time, but actually I actually want a more solid, committed relationship. So it could be any of those things, because this is really about you to do you've got to do the investigation when it comes to this. You've got to do the investigation to understand, okay, what are my foundations emotionally? What is my security? Where do I find my security in love, in romance, when it comes to my emotions? Is this what I want? Am I only here because I'm afraid? You know, am I only in a relationship because I'm afraid to be by myself? You know, and I don't want to be by myself, you know, or am I by myself because I'm scared to be in a relationship? You know, am I not dating because I'm scared to date? Whatever, you know, there's something that you want to change, that you want to break free from. This is the last card that wants to clarify. All these cards are in the position of, as I said, love potential, love lesson, okay? And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this might be you moving through it could be a Taurus, actually, because actually this is Taurus's card, isn't it? Well, it doesn't matter. It's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, as you know. Again, we've got another horse. Excuse me. You know, horses are, you know, if you look at the imagery of horses, you know, what horses represent that idea of life and that idea of vitality, that idea of there's a wildness to horses, but it's something that can also be tamed and can be so civilized and has helped to literally civilize the whole world. Horses have, our ability to farm, etc., as a human race, etc. So all those type of things. So a horse is something that is really integral, really, to humanity and the development of humanity. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I'm telling you. And you've got to think about the imagery of that, because we've seen so many of this. We've seen so many horses in this spread. There's this idea of nature, of trying to tame your nature, of somebody else trying to tame their nature potentially. There's that element of trying to tame yourself in a way, trying to contain yourself. And it may be the containment, the taming, maybe because of this energy of the Eight of Swords. You're stuck in a way of thinking about yourself that is unhealthy, or that you don't realize is unhealthy. You can't see that it's unhealthy. You can't see that it's hurting you, but it is. And it's hard, listen, as I said, I'm a Capricorn, so I won't go into my personal stuff, but, it's hard when you live in a certain way because you think that's the right way for you to be living. And obviously it is in a way, because we've got this Knight of Pentacles, which is the slow-moving energy, which is like healing, uncovering healing, working through situations, working through things that are difficult, okay? So you've got that energy there with the Knight of Pentacles. But yeah, it's hard sometimes to really accept that there are things that we need to change, and that maybe we're in the situation that we're in just because we've got in that situation and not because we've actually wanted to be there, for example, okay? So this is really a month of you reflecting on this type of energy. What type of relationship commitment do you want? Why are you in the relationship or the commitment that you're in? This is a time where you are actually going through karma, reflecting on these things, because you're trying to gain your own security. You're trying to gain your footing. You don't want to be blindsided again by a relationship or by a connection or whatever. You want to be ready. You want to be solid, or do you? You've got to reflect on that this month. Okay, very interesting actually. That's really interesting, I think, and very pertinent, I think. Really, we have time at Christmas, don't we? Because we're all off work. Everyone has time off work in the Western world. And yeah, we all have that time off work, and it's like, it does give you pause for thought, if you will. Okay, so next card is challenge. Your challenge for did this not come up in our bi-weekly reading up until the 9th? And I said excuse me, I said to you in that reading, I said, well, I said this could be, some of you might have a cold. I said, if you get a cold, you've got to thank the universe, because the universe is giving you time out to relax so that you can reflect. Well, I've got my cold, and I woke up on Saturday and I laughed, Capricorn. I laughed. Let me just have a drink. I thought, a cold's nothing. I thought, cold's fine. I can do a cold. Oh, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get these videos uploaded. Then I'm resting I ain't moving next week, mate. I tell you, personal readings and nothing else next week. Bit of writing, bit of reading, bit of meditation, a few adventures maybe. The Hermit energy is your challenge. It could be that you're separated from someone. You're in separation from somebody. You're not speaking to somebody, they're not speaking to you, you're feeling isolated, you're feeling on your own. This is a challenge. You don't, as I said, it's not nice. Sometimes it's hard to it's hard to accept sometimes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I heard, so why do I always do this on your videos, Capricorn? But it's like, okay, for example, if, say for example, you've been single for you know, a few years, whatever, you know, say for example, you know, you're in a relationship, you know, you were until you were about 30, 31, you were in this relationship, you were living together, paying your mortgage, everything was great, everything was seemingly great. But actually deep down, you were holding yourself in, you were holding your breath, you weren't really being true to who you are. And that realization that actually I've spent all this energy and all this time being in this relationship, and I think I was only in this relationship because I was really afraid of being on my own, but also this relationship was necessary because it taught me that being on my own is nothing to fear, and I need to really face up to who I am. Those type of realizations, like death, come slowly, like the Knight of Pentacles comes slowly, and it can be challenging to sit with that energy and to have those realizations and to recognize those things. I wonder who I was just talking about, but it can be. And this is that energy. This is the challenge, is that reflection. The challenge is knowing these things. The challenge is learning these things. The challenge is realizing these things, understanding these things. And I can get that. I can totally understand. And it can take a while for us to get to that point. You know, why am I not letting this person go? Like, why am I focused so hard on being in a relationship with this person, or being in a relationship at all, or being single, or whatever it is for you as an individual. So this is why the Hermit energy can be a challenge. Also, my darlings, this is Mercury's card, and this is Virgo's card. So, and Mercury is retrograde right now. Read the description box below for your astrology. Mercury's retrograde right now. So when we have Mercury retrograde, that is difficult because we can forget things, we can lose ourselves, we can just, you know, we just become, people say about Mercury retrograde that it's, you know, technology will fail, all that stuff, and that may happen and may well does happen, but the experience of this energy, when you actually, I experience it, as I always say, I'm a Reiki master, I experience the energies, and I do. The feeling of this, though, what you actually experience when you go through this type of energy is literally brain fog. You don't have the capacity to sit down and write an essay because you're literally, internally, there's work going on that you are not even fully conscious of yet, but it's happening. You know, these cards are linked in that respect, you know, that type of energy. So just be patient with yourself this month, because as I said, Capricorn, you do have the opportunity to really manifest everything that you want. And for some of you, it seems that you want some new love, you want some romance in your relationship, you want some romance in life, you want some love in life, you want that, you want a new start, a new beginning, and you can have that, you can manifest that, you can definitely manifest that. It's just really about understanding why you want to manifest that, or if it's the opposite, if it's that you want to be single, for example, why do you want to manifest that? Okay, so let's look at the final card, which is your advice or how to achieve balance, and that is, can you see, look at him, cute. Oh my god, can you see that? You can't see that. I can see this, I can see this, I can see this. Ha ha ha. You ready? Boom. I want time. Sorry, Sandy. I want you. Then go sleep, baby. Boom. Well, you just look at that. Just absorb the energy, and I'm going to drink some more water, like Wendy. Okay, so this is advice on how to achieve balance. We know this card. It's Two of Cups. Twos are about commitments, partnerships, duality. This is why we call this a soulmate card, because it's like about a balance, two people feeling or experiencing the same thing, okay? But this is your advice, you know. This is crazy. So, I mean, it's a beautiful energy, obviously, the Two of Cups, okay? No doubt about it. There's potential for you to manifest exactly what you want, take a leap of faith, because look, it comes beneath that energy there. However, this could also just be, you know, advice is, you know, make a commitment to yourself, make a commitment to to learning who you are, understanding who you are, and understanding what you want when it comes to love, or understanding how you feel about somebody, truly feel about somebody. You know, understanding that you might have to let someone go. I mean, the advice is See, do you know what? Actually, I kind of feel like saying strike that, because this is advice. This is like saying the opposite of what I just said. It's like saying, if this is what you feel, if you feel this with somebody, if you feel that you have this type of connection with somebody, then you've got to trust that that's real. Trust it. And it's hard sometimes to trust these things. It's hard because, again, the soulmate journey is not a straight line. It's not a straight road. And it takes us all over the place. And I think that sometimes I had one of my regular viewers. She regularly gets readings from me regularly, and she says, why, I want to know. I keep asking for my soulmate, and I ain't getting my soulmate. Why am I not getting my soulmate? And I said, you are getting your soulmate. I said, your soulmate is a person that's meant to show you who you are, that's meant to reveal you to yourself. And if you're praying for that, that's exactly what you're getting. But what it feels like when you meet your soulmate is all this stuff. Yeah, it's all this type of energy. And ultimately, you might not end up with the soulmate. The soulmate might just be there for a reason. I feel like this is about being committed to understanding how you truly feel about somebody, understanding how you really truly feel about what you want out of love and out of relationships, and being committed to it. If you want, if the next person you want to date is the person you want to marry, then that means that you don't go around dating random people just because you're lonely at Christmas, or just because you want some attention, or just because you've got to commit to what you want. That's what you've got to be, in that place where you like, right, I'm gonna just hold out for what it is I want. Or the opposite might be you saying, do you know what, the only reason I'm being single at the moment is because I'm just so scared that something bad's going to happen to me. Like, I'm so scared that someone's going to hurt me. I'm so scared that someone's going to... So I'm just not going to allow myself to admit that to myself. Well, you've got to admit it to yourself. I mean, Capricorn, ultimately, you can really manifest whatever it is you want. I mean, you can manifest what it is you want. And it looks like, because we've got this underlying energy of action, taking action in love. And that could be you or somebody else. You going towards somebody else and asking them out, or telling them that you love them, or someone coming towards you doing that. So... I mean, Capricorn is good, really. But who knows what's going to happen. I can't wait to see what happens over Christmas. The only time I go out, I don't go out. Otherwise, I'm always at home. Wait, dog? No, I'm joking. But be interesting to see what happens for you guys, Capricorn, over December. Keep me posted. Let me know. If you like this video, please like. If you... want to share this video, obviously do on your social media far and wide if you think it will help other people. You can also subscribe and click the bell below, then you'll be notified when I upload new content. I'm not going to be working next week. I'm only going to be working on private readings next week, so I won't be posting next week, but the week after I'll be posting either an additional reading or the first look at 2019, so the yearly reading for 2019. We'll look at cards for each month, so we'll see, but as I said, click the bell for notifications so that when it comes up, you'll know. Also, my darlings, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can, on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. Instagram, Facebook, and it's Key Wisdom Tarot. And don't forget, there's other content on my channel right now. So there's the bi-weekly readings, there's a pick a card, so check that out, and check out your astrology below, along with the astrology video for the month of December on my channel page. My darling Capricorns, well, you can manifest you can have exactly what you want. You just need to know what it is and why you want it, okay? But you can manifest this month, so be reflective and go for the things that you want, okay? And be truthful about why you want them. What do you reckon? Is that a good idea, Tiny? He agrees. Good boy, Tiny. Okay, Capricorn, it's been a pleasure as always, my darlings. I know this went on a bit, but you wouldn't think I'm so exhausted, but I am. Thank you for being here, Capricorns. I love you. You're my people. I'm delirious. I will see you all again very soon with your next readings. Have a fabulous and wonderful Christmas if I don't see you before then, my darlings. Take care, Capricorn. Bye.